Imagine stepping into a world where the everyday is simply not an option. This is the 2025 Rolls-Royce Cullinan Series II, a vehicle that doesn't just transport you from point A to point B, but rather isolates you in a bubble of unparalleled serenity. It's a machine that has, since its debut, become the brand's bestseller, and for 2025, it receives a thoughtful evolution that sharpens its presence while retaining its soul. At first glance, the Cullinan is monolithic, a substantial presence on the road that commands attention without shouting. It stretches over 5.3 meters long and stands nearly 2 meters tall, a footprint that is about the size of a long wheelbase van, yet draped in the most exquisite sheet metal. The 2025 Series I introduces a new front fascia that is crisper and more assertive. The iconic Pantheon grille now features illuminated vanes, a detail that quite literally makes the car glow in the dark, a feature that appeals to a younger, more daring clientele. Flanking it are new, vertical daytime running lights that give the front end a slimmer, more modern look, while the air intakes have been reshaped, inspired by the prow of a motorboat cutting through water. At the rear, the changes are more subtle but purposeful, with larger exhaust outlets and a more prominent diffuser, hinting at the power within. The side profile reveals another key update: massive 23-inch wheels, milled from a single billet of aluminum, a first for the Cullinan that fills the wheel arches with an undeniable sense of purpose and luxury. Slip inside, and the sensory overload of opulence begin. The first thing you'll notice is the new dashboard, a sweeping glass panel that extends from pillar to pillar. It's a masterclass in blending technology with artistry. On the driver's side, it houses a digital instrument cluster, and in the center a new infotainment screen that finally welcomes Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But it's the passenger side that steals the show here. The glass illuminates with a cityscape motif, a piece of art that comes to life. Nestled between the screen and the passenger display is a new analog clock, and for the first time, it is accompanied by a tiny Spirit of Ecstasy figurine, a delightful, whimsical touch that greets you with a soft glow when you enter the car. The materials are, of course, beyond compare. You can spec the usual sumptuous leathers, but Rolls-Royce is now offering a revolutionary new fabric called Duality Twill. It's a bamboo-based material that takes over 2 million stitches and up to 18 kilometers of thread to create, offering a sustainable yet less luxurious alternative that feels incredibly modern. Above you, the famous Starlight Headliner can be transformed into a bespoke cosmos. In one-off models like the Cullinan Cosmos, this isn't just Faber optic lighting. It involves hand-painted cloud formations created with over 20 layers of acrylic paint and makeup brushes, taking over 160 hours to complete. It's this level of detail, from the hand-woven carbon fiber finishes that take 21 days to polish to the custom embroidery on the headrests, that defines the Rolls-Royce experience. Under that vast bonnet lies a heart that defies the modern trend of downsizing. It's a twin-turbocharged 675-liter V12 engine, a monument to internal combustion that produces 563 horsepower and a monumental 627 lb of torque. If you opt for the more assertive black badge version, that output is dialed up to 600 horsepower and 664 lb-ft of torque. This engine doesn't feel like a typical powerhouse, it feels like a force of nature, a seemingly inexhaustible reservoir of shove that propels this near 3-ton Leviathan with deceptive ease. It's mated to a silky smooth 8-speed automatic gearbox that sends power to all 4 wheels, hurling the Cullinan from 0 to 60 mph in just 4.7 seconds in black badge form. But speed is not the point. The point is the complete and utter lack of effort. The engine is so well insulated that you barely hear it, and the acceleration is so graceful that you'll find yourself traveling much faster than you realize, all while sipping fuel at a rate that, frankly, will be of little concern to its owners. To experience the Cullinan on the road is to understand the phrase, magic carpet ride. This is achieved through a supremely sophisticated suspension system. The car uses cameras to scan the road ahead, reading the surface for imperfections. It then instantly prepares the air suspension, which features active anti-roll bars and electronically controlled dampers, to absorb the bumps before they even reach the cabin. The result is a ride quality that is simply uncanny. Potholes, speed bumps, and uneven tarmac are translated into nothing more than a distant, muted thump. The steering is light and wonderfully natural, fluid and accurate, making this vast machine surprisingly easy to place on the road. The high driving position gives you a commanding view, and you quickly learn to use the tips of the Spirit of Ecstasy on the bonnet as a guide for the car's extremities. For the first time, a significant portion of Rolls-Royce owners are choosing to drive themselves, and the Cullinan rewards them with a calm, unflappable nature that erases the stress from any journey. The black badge version adds a different dynamic. It tightens the suspension, quickens the steering response, and offers a more immediate feel for those who want a more involved driving experience, proving that even a luxury barge can have an alter ego. Rolls-Royce calls the Cullinan a high-sided vehicle, a somewhat coy term for a vehicle that is genuinely stupendously capable. With the press of a button on the center console, you can raise the suspension by 49 mm to navigate rough terrain. There's even an off-road mode that adjusts the throttle, gearbox, and traction control to handle mud, sand, or snow. Journalists have pushed black badge Cullinans to their limits on desert lake beds, engaging in full throttle drifts through the dust, a testament to the engineering robustness that lies beneath the hand-stitched leather and wood. It will never be a rock crawler, but it will whisk you and your family to the most remote and beautiful locations in supreme comfort. The rear seats, whether a 3-seat bench or 2 captain's chairs, offer limousine-like legroom. In the back, you are treated to the quietest environment possible, able to recline, control your own climate zone, and gaze up at that starlight sky while the outside world is completely muffled. And when you arrive, the tailgate, which Royce calls the clasp, opens in 2 parts. The lower section folds down to create a sturdy perch, perfect for watching a polo match or simply enjoying a sunset, turning the car into your own private viewing platform. The Cullinan Series II is a vehicle that exists in its own category. It starts at a figure well into the 6-figure range, and with the depth of personalization on offer, it's easy to push it past $500,000. The black badge starts even higher, at around $895,000 in some markets. It competes with the likes of the Bentley Bentayga and the Ferrari Purosangue, but it doesn't really compete with them. It offers a different kind of luxury, one that prioritizes isolation and serenity over outright dynamism. It is in essence an isolation chamber on wheels, a place where the chaos of the world simply fades away. It's a car for those who view money not as an object, but as a tool to create limitless possibilities, to own something that is not just a car, but a crafted statement, tailored to their exact whims. The Cullinan isn't just the most expensive SUV you can buy, it's an experience, a rolling sanctuary that redefines the very notion of automotive luxury.